Uniformed Miami cop spotted wearing pro-Trump mask near voting site will be disciplined. I wonder how many conservatives who are pissed about pro-athletes bringing politics onto the field are equally as upset about this cop being political while in uniform. The uneducated comments in here. Man face palming medium light skin tone, man face palming medium light skin tone, man face palming medium light skin tone, man face palming medium light skin tone. Most states have laws around anyone wearing political garb inside or near a polling place. https://www.ncsl.org/research/elections and campaigns/electioneering. ASPX, https://www.ncsl.org/research/elections-and-campaigns/electioneering. ASPX. This has been a thing for a long time. As an example, I saw a poll worker in deeply liberal Austin, 80% Dem, 20% GOP, tell someone in line in an Obama shirt to leave the polling site and come back with a different t-shirt or turn it inside out. This isn't 1984, this isn't a conspiracy. Adding to this, a cop or anyone else in uniform shouldn't have any political identification on them while in uniform. We fought against this shit in WW2. These no more bullshit flags and masks are just ridiculous. Donald's presidency has been nothing but bullshit. A constant putrid disgusting stream of gonorrhea. He'll get a slap on the wrist and then, when the press have left, a pat on the back. Uninformed too. He'll certainly learn his lesson after a good talking to. Disciplined. He should be fired. He knows the law and he is openly flouting the law. Cops who think that they are above the law that they have sworn to uphold weaken all laws. Any department is only as good as its worst officer. It's past time to clean house. Anything else is just not fair to the vast majority of great cops. No more bullshit. Trump has been in office the past 4 fucking years. He wants to stop the bullshit now. It's a cult. Even if it wasn't against policy for uniformed officers to wear political ads, and it weren't illegal to do so near a polling station, which both should be, but for the sake of argument, let's say it weren't, wearing a piece of clothing that says no more bullshit while on the job is extremely unprofessional. That alone would be grounds for firing in many professions. Why is it so hard to hold cops to the same standards the rest of us have to live up to? Good. Allegedly tough cop should be able to handle the fact that his political preferences have no relevance when he is in uniform. On the bright side, someone working for Florida government is wearing a mask/s. This doesn't give me a lot of faith the police will repel Trump's poll watchers. Punished with a 2-week paid vacation and some free beers with the boys. He meant to wear his Proud Boys mask. Honest mistake, geez people. This guy knew what he was doing. Ignorance of the law is not a defense for anyone else and especially not for police officers. Charge him with electioneering. Throw the book at him. Or are we not a nation of laws anymore? Because it sure as hell doesn't seem like it. You know, there's a reason it's called a uniform. If you don't know that reason, you probably shouldn't be wearing it. Any Florida voter can press charges against this officer. Don't wait for the police to investigate themselves or the DA to choose not to prosecute. Go straight to the grand jury and get that asshole off the streets now. 43 grand juries, special investigation. The grand jury in any circuit shall, upon the request of any candidate or qualified voter, make a special investigation when it convenes during a campaign preceding any election day to determine whether there is any violation of the provisions of this code, and shall return indictments when sufficient ground is found. 11. Neglect of duty by sheriff or other officer. 104. 0615 Voter intimidation or suppression prohibited, criminal penalties. 104. 31 Political activities of state, county, and municipal officers and employees. http://www.leg. State. FL. A/statutes/index. CFM, app \_ mode equals display \_ statute and URL equals 0100-0199/0104/0104. HTML, http://www. leg. State. FL. /statute/index. CFM, app _ mode equals display _ statute and URL equals 0100-019/0104/0104. HTML. A uniformed Miami police officer was photographed sporting a protective mask with a pro-Trump slogan at a voting site in Government Center Tuesday morning. The backlash from his department was swift. Miami's police chief, shown the photo posted on social media, said Officer Daniel Ubeda would be disciplined, though exactly how had not been determined. Whether Ubeda was working or on his way to vote himself wasn't immediately clear. But this was, his timing was particularly bad. The person who saw and photographed him was Steve Simeonides, chairman of the Miami-Dade Democratic Party. Simeonides, an attorney who works downtown, said he was passing through Government Center when he spotted Ubeda well within the 150-foot barrier that police and non-voters are not permitted under state statute during an election. He may have been going to vote. But he was in full uniform with the mask and a gun. That's voter intimidation, Simeonides said. Simeonides said Ubeda laughed it off after he was questioned about the mask. Deputy Police Chief Ron Papier said he spoke with Chief Jorge Colina and that the appropriate disciplinary action will be taken against Ubeda. Cops are gonna cop. When your org is mostly racist white nationals, what do you expect? Suspended with pay, which means disciplined in name only for press purposes. What a goddamn joke. Why do Trump supporters act like sport fans and fly flags and wear Trump shirts and hats and masks? Seriously, what's going on? Straight up fanatics, and they say the left is the side that is ruled by emotion. Not anymore. Fire him, then charge him for the full spectrum of election violation laws. Voter intimidation, etc. I read uninformed like 3 times before my dumb brain got it right. But it made sense either way. You have to be a huge piece of shit to support Trump. Change my mind. Uniformed Miami cop is only 1 letter short of uninformed Miami cop. Prot-rump cops is redundant. Someone in a position of authority wearing any political mask while in uniform by the polling station is absolutely inappropriate. I mean, not to stereotype, but I would not be shocked to see a white power tattoo on his body. Disciplined. Fire that motherfucker. Why is that so goddamn difficult? Voter intimidation. Suspended with pay. No consequences will produce more rotten apples. This country is so broken. Dozens of hand-to-hand spankings for this officer. These cops are getting too brave. I may sound a little dumb, but I'm not from America, so don't really understand the laws regarding this sort of stuff. But how exactly was he breaking the law by doing this? Uniformed is only a letter away from uninformed. 11. Neglect of duty by sheriff or other officer. Any sheriff, deputy sheriff, or other officer who willfully neglects or willfully refuses to perform his or her duties relating to elections is guilty of a misdemeanor of the first degree, punishable as provided in S. 082 or S. 0615. Voter intimidation or suppression prohibited. Criminal penalties. 1. This section may be cited as the Voter Protection Act. 2. A person may not directly or indirectly use or threaten to use force, violence, or intimidation or any tactic of coercion or intimidation to induce or compel an individual to a. Vote or refrain from voting. B. Vote or refrain from voting for any particular individual or ballot measure. C. Refrain from registering to vote, or d. Refrain from acting as a legally authorized election official or poll watcher. 3. A person may not knowingly use false information to a. Challenge an individual's right to vote. B. Induce or attempt to induce an individual to refrain from voting or registering to vote, or c. Induce or attempt to induce an individual to refrain from acting as a legally authorized election official or poll watcher. 4. A person may not knowingly destroy, mutilate, or deface a voter registration form or election ballot or obstruct or delay the delivery of a voter registration form or election ballot. 5. A person who violates subsection 2, subsection 3, or subsection 4, commits a felony of the third degree, punishable as provided in S. 082, S. 083, or S. 31. Political activities of state, county, and municipal officers and employees. 1. No officer or employee of the state, or of any county or municipality thereof, except as hereinafter exempted from provisions hereof, shall a. use his or her official authority or influence for the purpose of interfering with an election or a nomination of office or coercing or influencing another person's vote or affecting the result thereof. b. Directly or indirectly coerce or attempt to coerce, command, or advise any other officer or employee to pay, lend, or contribute any part of his or her salary, or any money, or anything else of value to any party, committee, organization, agency, or person for political purposes. Nothing in this paragraph or in any county or municipal charter or ordinance shall prohibit an employee from suggesting to another employee in a non-coercive manner that he or she may voluntarily contribute to a fund which is administered by a party, committee, organization, agency, person, labor union, or other employee organization for political purposes. c. Directly or indirectly coerce or attempt to coerce, command, and advise any such officer or employee as to where he or she might purchase commodities or to interfere in any other way with the personal right of said officer or employee. The provisions of this section shall not be construed so as to prevent any person from becoming a candidate for and actively campaigning for any elective office in this state. All such persons shall retain the right to vote as they may choose and to express their opinions on all political subjects and candidates. The provisions of paragraph A shall not be construed so as to limit the political activity in a general, special, primary, bond, referendum, or other election of any kind or nature, of elected officials or candidates for public office in the state or of any county or municipality thereof, and the provisions of paragraph A shall not be construed so as to limit the political activity in general or special elections of the officials appointed as the heads or directors of state administrative agencies, boards, commissions, or committees or of the members of state boards, commissions, or committees, whether they be salaried, non-salaried, or reimbursed for expense. In the event of a dual capacity of any member of a state board, commission, or committee, any restrictive provisions applicable to either capacity shall apply. The provisions of paragraph A shall not be construed so as to limit the political activity in a general, special, primary, bond, referendum, or other election of any kind or nature of the governor, the elected members of the governor's cabinet, or the members of the legislature. The provisions of paragraphs B and C shall apply to all officers and employees of the state or of any county or municipality thereof, whether elected, appointed, or otherwise employed, or whether the activity shall be in connection with a primary, general, special, bond, referendum, or other election of any kind or nature. 2. An employee of the state or any political subdivision may not participate in any political campaign for an elective office while on duty. 3. Any person violating the provisions of this section is guilty of a misdemeanor of the first degree, punishable as provided in S. 082 or S.